going on, everyone? Chris from Pickdawgz.com here with the Wraparound. We're going to be breaking down this NHL action going down on Thursday, November 7th, 2024. If you like this content, make sure you smash that thumbs up. Subscribe to our channel. Let me know your NHL picks in the comment section below. And if you're looking for my best bets, the games that I love, including my daily $15 best bet, head on over to Pickdawgz.com and click the Premium Picks tab at the top of the page. Been trudging around 50% the last couple days, but today's the day we draw the line in the sand. I can tell you I like the card a lot today, so make sure you hop on board. The last couple of years, November has been my hottest month as we head into college football bowl season, as all the regulars, the NBA and NHL start heating up, and college hoops is finally here too, so it's a great time to jump on a long-term pass. But enough about that. We're here to talk about the 12-game NHL card on Thursday. Had a decent day, went 2-1 with the wraparound picks on Wednesday's card. I'm ready to make some money today. It is a little bit of a tricky card. Not my favorite game, not my favorite card out there, but still, there's plenty of money-making opportunities here. Let's not waste any more time. You guys know the drill. You ready? I'm ready. Let's get into it. Our first game takes us to the Lenovo Center, where the Carolina Hurricanes take on the Pittsburgh Penguins. Hefty price on the Carolina Hurricanes here, but I think it is one that's justified. Now, these are two teams that are normally division rivals. The Pittsburgh Penguins are usually a better team than what they've shown out of the gate this season, but this is a Carolina team that has just stepped on teams left and right. They've won 7 straight so far in this 3-game homestand. This will be the last game of that 4-game homestand, but they've outscored the Bruins, the Capitals, and the Flyers by a combined score of 18-8. You know, you look at this current win streak that are on 7 games, 5 of those wins have come by 2+ goals. I do not see any resistance from the Pittsburgh Penguins here. The goaltending continues to be too inconsistent for my liking. I'm going to take the Carolina Hurricanes on the puck line in this one. Now we head to the Prudential Center for a matchup between the New Jersey Devils and the Montreal Canadiens. This is a hefty price as well that I don't necessarily want to pay with the New Jersey Devils, but I think I'll just have to take them on the puck line. For me right now, there's just simply no backing the Montreal Canadiens. Sure, you know, you lost in overtime, you fought valiantly against the Calgary Flames, but at the end of the day, you've lost 4 straight and 8 of 10, and that season-opening win over the Maple Leafs that I remember so vividly just seems like it's in the rear view. The goaltending has gotten a little bit better for Montreal, but the fact of the matter is, during this losing run they've been on, where, like I said, they've lost 8 of their last 10, they have scored 3 goals or less in all of those losses. New Jersey's goaltending tandem of Jake Allen and Jacob Markstrom, not my favorite in the NHL, but it has definitely stepped up and played to, you know, a solid run of form. They've allowed 2 goals or less in their starts in each of their last 4 appearances. For me in this one, I got to go with the Devils minus 1.5, but I'm going to lean towards the over 6.5 because historically there have been some goals head-to-head in this matchup. I think if you're going to do that and you're going to do a same game parlay, I could easily see 5-2 for the Devils in this one, something like that. But I'm going to take the New Jersey Devils on the puck line as my main play for this one. Now we head to Madison Square Garden, where the New York Rangers take on the Buffalo Sabres. Rangers another heavy favorite here. There's just no back in the Buffalo Sabres for me right now with how inconsistent this team has been. They had a nice little win streak at the back end, I should say the later end of October, where they had won 3 straight against Chicago, Dallas, and Detroit. But then they dropped 3 straight against the Panthers, Islanders, and Red Wings. They did get a 5-1 win over the Ottawa Senators at home, and that's all well and good, but they're just 1-3-1 on the road this season. Now you take on a New York Rangers team that has one of the best goaltending duos in the NHL in Shesterkin and Quick. Head-to-head between these two teams, it's been pretty much dominance from the New York Rangers for the most part, and I'm just not trusting the Buffalo Sabres in any way, shape, or form. You know, the Rangers have been winning a lot of games by convincing margins as of late. I got to take the Rangers to win this one in regulation at minus 120. Maybe put a little bit on the puck line as well with the Rangers. Now we head to the Canadian Tire Center, where the Ottawa Senators take on the New York Islanders. And for me, the cap on the Ottawa Senators has been fairly simple now that you realize it, now that it comes to the forefront and you have the numbers to back it up. The Ottawa Senators, I said it before, I'll say it again, are pretty much right now the Vegas Golden Knights light. I mean, 5-1 at home, 1-5 on the road. The same way the Vegas Golden Knights have been dominant at home this season, the Ottawa Senators play their best hockey at home. The Islanders, 3-1 on the road, not terrible, but not great either. And this team still, you know, we've played enough games that right now it's still at the point where they have just as good of a chance at scoring 1 goal or less as they do as popping 3 or 4 in the back of the net. And like I said, with Ottawa, the way that they have played at home, you know, winning 3 straight and 4 of their last 5 home games. Actually, I should say 5 and 6, considering they are 5-1 at home. But and the Islanders, just with how inconsistent they've been, I got to go with the Ottawa Senators in this one to win at decent price at -150. Now we get to this matchup between the Florida Panthers and the Nashville Predators from the Amerant Bank Arena. And, this is a battle that, you always have in narratives where is it the team with rest or is it going to be the team with rust? Because the Florida Panthers have not played since their Finland series this past weekend. But on the other side, you've got the Nashville Predators who are on the second half of a back-to-back. They were in a competitive game against the Washington Capitals, a close game. And now it's a quick turnaround to take on a Florida Panthers team that is white hot right now. Winners of 5 in a row. They swept the international series against the Dallas Stars. Nashville, Scott Wedgwood, not my favorite backup. There's plenty of other backups in the NHL that I would rather have over Scott Wedgwood. And he's had, some rust of his own potentially, lining up, considering that we haven't seen Wedgwood in, at least a couple weeks. So I'm going to go with the Florida Panthers in this one, whether they win this one in regulation or take them on the puck line. I just think the Panthers are the better team, playing much better hockey right now. Just when I think I'm ready to, invest some faith and put some stock into the Nashville Predators, they come out flat, and they're on my do not bet list for a reason. Give me the Florida Panthers in regulation as well as on the puck line. Our next game takes us to the TD Garden where the Boston Bruins take on the Calgary Flames. And, for me, this is just a play based on the price. I can't get there with Boston as -190. I know they are the better team. I know Calgary's success, in their record was from a hot start to the season that flamed out. See, you can see what I did there. But Calgary, is just, like I said, they're not playing great right now. But both these teams are 4-5-1 in their last 10 games. Sure, Boston picked up a pair of shutout wins over Philadelphia and Seattle, this past weekend. But, the Calgary Flames have picked up a pair of wins in their last couple games as well. They've won 2 of their last 3. They beat Montreal in overtime. They beat the Devils at home. So I'm going to lean towards the Flames. I'm going to take a shot on the underdog, 5-2 in the last 7 meetings between these two teams. Calgary won both meetings last year. I'm going to take a shot on the Flames here, +1.5. Put a little bit on the money line as well, +155. Now we head to this matchup from the Amalie Arena where the Tampa Bay Lightning take on the Philadelphia Flyers. And I tried to find a way to get there with the Flyers at the plus price, but couldn't do it. I mean, the Tampa Bay Lightning have owned this matchup head-to-head over the years. Historically, the Lightning, the last time these two teams played, won 7-0. The bulk of the meetings between these two teams, when these teams win, they win by margin. Only 1 of the last 7 meetings have been decided by 1 goal. So I'm going to go with the Lightning here. They are a different team at home. 4-1 straight up compared to 3-5 on the road. The Philadelphia Flyers, I still want to make sure that Samuel Erson's going to get back healthy again before I really want to take any shots with the Flyers. I know Lightning haven't looked good as of late, but a lot of that was done on the road where they haven't necessarily been anything special this season. So give me the Lightning in regulation at -125 with a sprinkle on the puck line as well. Now we head to the Canada Life Center where the Winnipeg Jets take on the Colorado Avalanche. This is going to be a great game, but until I have a reason to not go with the Winnipeg Jets, especially when we're getting a reasonable price, I'm going to continue to back the Winnipeg Jets because they keep finding ways to get the job done. I know the Colorado Avalanche have had some success head-to-head in this matchup, and it's all well and good that the Colorado Avalanche was able to get by the Seattle Kraken. Doesn't excuse the fact that this is a team that has had some issues this season with keeping the puck out of net. They have been extremely streaky. The Winnipeg Jets, they keep finding ways to get the job done at home, and it's just, like I said, they keep finding a way, whether it's the defense slipping and the offense has to pick up the slack, or, it's not the highest scoring game for Winnipeg like it was last time, but you shut out the Utah Hockey Club. And I'm going to go with the Winnipeg Jets, like I said. Until I have a reason to think that Winnipeg will not get the job done, I'm going to keep rolling with them. Give me Winnipeg, -150. Now we get to the American Airlines Center where the Dallas Stars take on the Chicago Blackhawks. And, the Dallas Stars, the biggest favorite on the board. And I understand why, because it's the Dallas Stars who still are, for my money, one of the more consistent teams in the NHL against the Chicago Blackhawks team that was really bad last season. It's still just 5-8-1 on the year this year. However, I think if there's a spot to take a shot on the Blackhawks, I think it's here. Because, the thing about the Dallas Stars is that this is a Dallas Stars team that's, reeling off of back-to-back losses. I know that they're rested, having time, or having time since they played that weekend series in Finland, like we mentioned with the Panthers earlier. But this is also a Dallas team that, got by Chicago before they went to Finland, and it was a fairly competitive matchup. It was a game where, the Blackhawks were only behind by a goal in the third period before an empty netter iced the game for Dallas. The Chicago Blackhawks, this was a team that, yes, was terrible last year, but they only won 8 games on the road last season. They have already reached half of that same win total through 14 games this year. They've much improved their play on the road. I know the Chicago Blackhawks are coming off of a back-to-back, and you're likely going to see Arvid Soderblom here. But Soderblom had a great start last time we saw him on the second half of a back-to-back against the Anaheim Ducks. I get it, it's the Ducks, but at plus 300, there's too much value here, especially with the Stars having a look-ahead spot with a big matchup on the road against the Winnipeg Jets that we just talked about on Saturday. So I'm going to take a shot here on the Blackhawks plus the 1.5 that you're still getting plus money with, as well as the money line at plus 300. Now we head to the Enterprise Center for a matchup between the St. Louis Blues and the Utah Hockey Club. And, I'm just trying to understand this line a little bit. The St. Louis Blues, the St. Louis Blues, the team that's been fairly streaky this season. But Utah, they still lost 6 of their last 7 games and 8 of their last 10. They have been competitive on the surface on the road. When you look, the record of 2-3-2 could be a little bit deceiving. Last time out, they lost 3-0 to the Winnipeg Jets. And, every road game before that, except for one, was decided by 1 goal or was an outright Utah victory. But the St. Louis Blues are still 4-2 at home. They're coming off of back-to-back home wins against 2 tough teams in the Tampa Bay Lightning and Toronto Maple Leafs. And they beat the Carolina Hurricanes at home. They beat the New York Islanders at home. So I think they can beat the Utah Hockey Club at home. I'm going to take the St. Louis Blues in this one on the money line at minus 105. Now we head to the SAP Center for a matchup between the San Jose Sharks and the Minnesota Wild. And don't look now, but the Sharks have actually been playing some decent hockey at home. And overall, this is a team that's won 4 of their last 5 games. The bulk of the success has come at home, where they are 3-3-1 this season. They're still at home before they have to head out on the road again. But the Sharks are playing some decent hockey, and I wouldn't put it past them to potentially get a win here. But the Minnesota Wild have been so good on the road as well, 5-1-1 straight up this season. So rather than mess around and try to figure out which side is going to come through here, I'm going to go with the under. A lot of these wins for the San Jose Sharks have been lower scoring games, 2-1. Even the game they lost against the Canucks finished 3-2. Their win over the Blackhawks was 3-2. And the Minnesota Wild still have one of the more underappreciated goaltending tandems in the NHL in Philip Gustafsson and Marc-Andre Fleury. And I wasn't high on them early coming into the season, but they are playing fairly well themselves. San Jose, Vitek Vanacek and Mackenzie Blackwood are playing really well themselves. So I think you could have a 3-2, 2-1, 3-1 kind of game here. I'm going to go with the under 6 in this one. And our final game on the board takes us to the Crypto.com arena, where the Los Angeles Kings take on the Vancouver Canucks. And this is probably one of the tougher games on the board, in my opinion, because it's a coin flip price. So there's no real way to lean one way or the other here. The LA Kings have had the bulk of the success between these two teams in recent meetings, but what's also been fairly dominant has been the under. Now, normally it's been set around 6, but still around 5.5 now. But I'm still reasonably going to take the under here, I think, in a lean, because, the LA Kings, their goaltending has started to pick it up in the last couple games. Even though they were on the road, they did against some decent opposition in Minnesota and Nashville. And Vancouver, we're seeing Kevin Lankinen really step up when the Vancouver Canucks have needed him as well. LA and Vancouver allowing 3 goals per game or less this season. The power play on both sides hasn't necessarily been anything to write home about. The penalty kills have been decent. So I'm going to lean towards the under 5.5, not when I'm rushing to the window to bet, though. That's it. That's all the NHL action for Thursday, November 7th, 2024. Again, if you like this content, make sure you smash that thumbs up. Subscribe to our channel. Let me know your NHL picks in the comment section below. And if you're looking for my best bets, the games that I love, including my daily $15 best bet, head to pickdawgz.com. click the Premium Picks tab at the top of the page. Like I said, I really like Thursday's card. Gonna have an NHL play, a couple NHL plays on the board, maybe one for long-term subscribers as well. NFL's on the board. Got some college hoops up there as well. Gotten off to a solid start in college hoops this season as well. Still on the leaderboard for college football. So if you hop on a long-term pass, you're going to get all of my college football plays for this coming weekend. We are inching closer and closer to bowl season, college football playoff season, and just the heart of the sports schedule as the calendar progresses. So great time to jump on board. But remember, whatever you choose to do, whether it's a daily package or a long-term pass, whether just with me or someone else, part of our 2-for-1 capper promotion, use the promo code PICK at checkout for an additional 15% off your purchase. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you guys soon.